Now it's time for Madison Bumgarner. There's nobody better to call upon than the lefty from North Carolina. And today he gets the ball against San Diego and looks to breathe new life into the Giants playoff push. Giants, Padres, next. Day baseball here at AT&T Park as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series, Giants and Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. We're not down at all. You're not down, are you?
Never.
Hey, and that's the beauty of a day game after a night game. There aren't many beauties of that, but after a tough loss, you don't have to think about it for very long, because now you have a chance to make up for it.
Well, you get back on the horse, and what do? You give the ball to a horse. And in the case of Madison Bumgarner, he has been that guy. He's stopped a lot of losing streaks. He's going to be asked to stop a 2-game streak, but a very emotional loss last night. 10-game winner lifetime against these Padres, and I think the whole story of the Giants clubhouse today is loosen up. Go out there, have some fun. You're getting another chance today. Take advantage of it, and hopefully they can get the job done.
Win today and then take on those hated Cardinals starting tomorrow night. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Your Giants are back at it after a gut punch of a loss last night. They attempt to salvage a win today, series finale and season finale here at AT Park against the San Diego Padres. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and the only way to push through these very difficult losses is to look for the positives. And Gorkys Hernandez, a bright spot in last night's game. We're going to take a look back at it. It is our greater coverage of baseball. It is brought to you by T-Mobile. He recorded his third career three-hit game. His last was in 2012 with the Marlins. A single in the second, a single there in the fourth. And then he tops it off with a solo home run in the seventh. I spoke to him. He said he's trying to take advantage of every opportunity Bruce Bochy is giving him. And despite the difficult loss, he is excited to be on a team who's in a playoff push. He said he's going to give 110% every day, not just for himself, but for his teammates. That's the only way to go about it. He is not in the lineup, though, today. He is off the...
New Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Your Giants are back at it after a gut punch of a loss last night. They're trying to salvage a win today in the series finale and season finale here at AT&T Park against the San Diego Padres. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and really the only way to push through these really difficult losses for the Giants is to focus on the positives, and Gorkys Hernandez was a bright spot in last night's game. It is our greater coverage of baseball this afternoon as we look back. It is brought to you by T-Mobile. He recorded his third career three-hit game. His last was in 2012 with the Marlins. A single in the second, a single in the fourth, and a solo home run in the seventh. I spent some time with him today, and he told me he's just trying to take advantage of every opportunity he's given. And despite the difficult loss last night, he is excited to be on a team that is in a playoff push, and that's the only way that you can look at. He is available off the bench this afternoon. Denard Span back in the lineup. He'll be playing center field, and the Giants hand the ball over to none other than Madison Bumgarner. We got lineups, first pitch, Krug and Kipe. It is all coming your way in the series finale against the Padres. Stay with us.
Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 68 degrees here at the yard. See, winds are light. Humidity at 64%, and it is sunny. Madison Bumgarner takes the field. Here's the lineup that Bumgarner will be facing. It'll be Jay, Sardinas, Myers, and then Solarte. Dickerson will hit in the 5th spot. Then Derek Norris, and see what Norris has done against Bumgarner. Followed by Rosales, Amarista, and Perdomo.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the veteran Madison Bumgarner. Lefty, 6'5", 250 pounds. He's 27 years old, making start number 31, and this is his body of work, as he is 1 out away from a solid 200 inning season again. He is 14-8 with a 2.61 ERA, 226 strikeouts. And how's he do it? Well, he comes at you with a low 90s fastball from a low 3/4 release, and he's got a natural cut to his fastball. He has a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Lifetime against these Padres, he has done well. 10-6 with a 3.24 ERA. Now let's take a look at the defense playing behind Bumgarner. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Crawford joined by Gillespie on the left side. Eduardo Nunez still a little stiff in the lower back area. He gets another day. Joe Panik and Brandon Bell will be on the right side of the infield. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. For Madison Bumgarner, the 6th with the next out that he gets. It'll be the 6th consecutive year that he has had 200 or more innings. The most innings he's ever thrown this season was last year, 218. And he has a chance to go by that this year. The model of consistency. And right now they need an effort to get him back on track after last night's very, very tough loss. And that really is one of those moments that you really need your ace to right the ship.
So the Giants trying to salvage a game in this 3-game series. And I'm sure many folks thought before this series started that would not be the case, but it is. So here's Bumgarner. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's foul back. So we get started at 12:45. As I mentioned earlier, 68 degrees. So we're glad you joined us here on a very, very nice Wednesday afternoon. Jay takes a pitch wide. Take a look at the umpires. It's Blackney, Culpa, Conroy, and then the crew chief, Jerry Meals. Blackney is behind the dish. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2 now. Jay has got ownage on Bumgarner. Not many people can say that.
Well, 6 for 14, 3 doubles, 3 ribeyes. That is pretty good ownage. Consider it's a lefty on lefty, but he's a middle away guy. He likes that ball out over the plate.
Foul back and out of play.
Ryan Blackney does not have a wide strike zone, but it's a tall strike zone. You'll see some knee-high strikes. You'll see some belt-high strikes. It's not a bad zone to throw to. It's kind of a rule book strike zone.
1-2. And he rolls this one slowly to Panik. And Panik's got to get rid of it quickly. He does.
All right, right now it's time for our Togo's Big Play the Togo way. May 17th of this year. It's Bumgarner taking on the Padres. Had a complete game 5 hitter, allowed 1 run, no walks, 11 strikeouts in 108 pitches. It was his 9th career game with no walks, 10 plus strikeouts. He recorded his 10th earlier this month in Chicago. And that's our Togo's Big Play, the Togo's way. So Luis Sardinas steps in. Sardinas hitting at 239 with 3 home runs and 13 RBIs on the year. And immediately trying to jump on the first pitch against Bumgarner. There's his body of work. 292 on base percentage.
Down the right field line and out of play.
Pretty straight away defensively. Slight shift to right. Just not a lot of history with Sardinas yet.
Ball back.
Madison Bumgarner pre-All-Star break. 50% of the time you're going to get the fastball. Really 85% of the time you're going to get something hard coming at you. Fastball, cutter. And the second half of the season, a few more off-speed pitches, the curveball and the changeup.
And a base hit into left field on a breaking ball. So Sardinas aboard.
Got a mistake. Breaking ball up around the belt. You won't see many of those when Bumgarner locks that pitch in.
Yeah, first inning is always one where you can see Bumgarner trying to get his feet on the ground.
If you're going to get him, I mean, that's always the best inning to get him. Say that about a lot of great pitchers.
Myers at 258. Myers is 1 for 4 in his career against Bumgarner. And a strike. Myers last night went 1 for 3, knocked in a run. And only part of the game for Myers on Monday is a pinch hitter. This is hit on the ground past the diving Gillespie. Pagan's going to have to dig it out. And stopping at third is Sardinas. So second and third with 1 out. Larry Bear with Larry to his right is Dick Vitale. Dick will be with us here in the booth in the second inning.
Well, and wherever he goes, he will bring some energy. And our listening audience, you will absolutely feel the heat when he walks in our booth. I mean, Vitale known for basketball, but he loves baseball as well.
He does. Here's Solarte. Pitch is in tight. Solarte hitting at 284. He's 3 for 14 lifetime against Bumgarner. Way off the line at first is Belt. And this is on the ground to Crawford. Crawford will make the play. Coming in to score is Sardinas, and it's 1-0.
Giants have played the infield back, trying to stay out of the big inning. So the defense set up to get the out and give the run. And this becomes the big at bat right here. If you can nail it down, minimize the damage at 1 run, then it's not a bad thing. But from Dickerson's standpoint, this is an opportunity to hurt Bumgarner.
Dickerson's only faced Bumgarner 1 time, and he's 0 for 1. Ball back. He had a pretty good rip. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers will play tonight. Cubs are shutting out the Cardinals 4-0. That game in St. Louis, and St. Louis will get on a plane after the game and come here. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Struck well into center field. Span looks like he's got room. And that's going to end the inning. So a run on 2 hits. 1 left. Giants are coming up. do more. It's Span to lead it off, followed by Pagan, who hit a home run last night. He had a couple of hits. Buster Posey will hit in the third slot. Then it's Crawford, Pence, and Belt. Welcome back, Brandon Belt. Not feeling well last night. Panic will hit seventh. Gillespie, no Nunez just yet, and then Bumgarner ninth.
On the hill today for the San Diego Padres will be the 23-year-old rookie right-hander Luis Perdomo, 6'2", 185-pounder. This is what he has done in his inaugural season. He's done well. 7-9 with a 5.89 ERA, and he's got outstanding stuff. You're going to see low to mid 90s sink, big time sink when he's on. You're going to see a lot of ground balls. He's got a hard curve ball, kind of slurvy, and a changeup. Perdomo from the Dominican Republic.
And the first pitch to Span is a call strike.
Perdomo originally signed by the Cardinals, and then the Colorado Rockies Rule 5'd him, and then the Padres got him from the Rockies in a deal. So everybody wants him.
And a little pop-up out to short, and Sardinas will put it away.
Let's take a look at the San Diego Padres defensively today, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Dickerson, Jay, and Amarista. Sardinas and Solarte will be on the left side. Rosales and Myers on the right side. Derek Norris, he'll be in the squad, putting down the side. Best arm in the outfield for the Padres today in right field with Amarista.
Pagan at 277, and he takes one low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, they've got their orange on.
Yeah, they are ready to roll.
They got their daytime hats. Very well protected. Lots of sunscreen. And a big.
2 balls and no strikes. Pagan 3 for 5 lifetime against Perdomo with a home run. And here he takes a strike. Buster Posey on deck. Out of play down the left field line. Last night, hitting right-handed. He got a breaking ball.
Big breaking ball. And it was the first pitch. He was up there looking for something off speed. Got it. And deposited number 11 in the stands. It was a big swing of the bat. That was the swing that gave the Giants the lead at the time.
Got him. No argument from Pagan. 2 down. Here's Posey. Mr. Posey at 288. 12 home runs, 64 runs batted in. And he takes that pitch that runs inside. Teams really have not been working Buster Posey much inside. They've been working him away a lot. However, not that time, and that was away from the target.
Yeah, wound up going right in on his hands again. So there is such a thing as a good mistake, and I think we just saw it.
Rolled up the middle. Sardinas, double clutch and a throw, and they got him. And that's catcher's legs in September. 1-0 Padres.
area is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details.
Bumgarner allowed a run in the first. It's 1-0. Norris, Rosales, and Marista. First pitch to Norris is high and foul down the right field line and out of play. Norris rolls one, maybe broke his bat to Crawford. Check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, guys, a couple of updates. Derek Law activated today. That gives the Giants another arm in that bullpen. Bruce Bochy did say that in his first outing, he would like to not put him in a high-level situation if possible, but he also said all hands are on deck. And just a quick update on Nunez, who has been out with back tightness. Bruce Bochy saying today the area that is tight is near the oblique, so they're being very careful. He is available off the bench, and he should start tomorrow night. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Rosales. Rosales hitting at .218. Does have a home run against Bumgarner. Remember, the Giants started the second half in San Diego. Bumgarner had that first game, and he got hit pretty good. A couple of those guys knocked the ball out of the park. Rosales was one of them. Bumgarner takes.
Well, if a guy has a home run off of Bumgarner, he's going to get in that batter's box and he's going to look for the exact same pitch he got that he took Bumgarner deep on in San Diego.
And a strike. And Marista is on deck. And this is rolled off of the foot of Rosales. So it goes to 3-2.
Couldn't tell if that hit his foot or not. I mean, I think it hit about 3 inches above the thumbs up on the handle. Buster and plate umpire Ryan Blackney are having a good laugh about it. Yeah, it did hit his right leg.
Wow. And that's foul down the left field line.
He is wearing the inside part of that bat out. He's just wearing it out.
So Rosales gets new lumber.
Consecutive seasons with 200+ innings and 190+ strikeouts, and Madison Bumgarner, 6 times he's done it. Has put him on the list with Hamill, Sabathia, Johnson, Carlton, Lolich, Rube Waddell.
And the walk.
Well, the pennant race is on. That's right. Cardinals coming to town Thursday through Sunday with lots riding on every game. Pitching matchups of the wild card showdown are going to be Thursday night, Cueto taking on Wainwright. Friday night, Moore versus Weaver. So there are tickets available. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
And a soft toss, and Rosales is back. And Marista 1 for 2. He only faced Bumgarner a couple of times. And he skies this one out to Pagan. So Perdomo's going to hit with 2 outs. Perdomo on the year is 5 for 32. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Hitting 155 tells you he's got a clue. You have to respect it.
Down the right field line, that'll be out of play.
Buster wants this one upstairs across the letters. Nope, curveball down.
Well, in the inning. Hey, when we come back, we're going to have a very, very special guest. That's your team. 1-0 Padres. It's Mr. Dick Vitale. Say hello to our fans right there.
Well, I want to say hello to all the beautiful fans. I'm envious from Tampa. I would love to have a stadium like this. And they got the K&K guys here. I mean, it's unreal. Left-handed Mr. Kruka, second baseman who's to absolutely hustle. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. You're a coach's dream because you always played so hard.
Yeah, well, thanks, Dick. I didn't even know that you remembered that I played.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I'm a baseball fanatic.
Here's Crawford, who takes a pitch down low. Look, we could spend all afternoon talking about where you've been, where you come from. You're a Jersey guy, but you are here for a specific reason, and really you're here. One of the reasons is you're here because of the Posies.
Yeah, no question. I'm here because Kristen and Buster, we're going to have a big event here tonight. We hope to raise over $250,000 for kids battling cancer. Buster represents everything that you would love in an athlete. He's more than just a superstar on a diamond. He's a superstar off the field as well, and so is his wife, Kristen. And we're uniting on behalf of the V Foundation to help kids battling cancer.
Well, it's an emotional thing for both the Posies. They got it involved, and they are totally invested in it, and they spend a lot of time. And every once in a while, you need a shot of energy. And here comes Dick Vitale into San Francisco with a head of steam. But it's especially meaningful for you because of your relationship with Jimmy V.
Yeah, you had to. You and the Posies were at UCSF What, yesterday, right?
Yeah, look at those beautiful kids. I mean, Buster and I were so touched. If you wanted to be inspired, as you see Kristen there speaking, the room was filled with youngsters battling unbelievable diseases. Their mother and fathers aren't worried about 0-4 hitting or losing a baseball game. They're worried about the game of life, hoping and praying that their children, through a miracle, could survive. And we hope tonight to help. I know back where I live, we have a gala every year, the Dick Vitale Gala, and that's really almost how this happened. And we've raised $18.2 million. But guys, if I told you this, I know you're not going to believe it. Only 4 cents for every dollar raised for cancer research goes to pediatrics. And I have vowed to my last breath, I'm going to beg and plead out there for money to help kids battling cancer. And anyone who likes to donate, just go to BusterPoseyOfficial.com and you can make a donation and you might save someone you love.
When you went to the hospital yesterday, we saw the pictures of those kids. They all look like they're in a good mood.
Yeah, that's
I mean, they're fighting like crazy, but they look great.
All courageous. That's a great point you made there, Dwayne. No question. You look at them, and many of those kids are in the hospital. We had a young lady sitting right in front of Buster and I whispered to Buster, I said, do you see what I'm seeing? She was crying her eyes out, holding her little beautiful girl. And she told me at the end of the event, she said, they found out her child has some kidney serious problems. And you leave there and your heart, that could be anybody, that could be anyone. And there has to be more dollars available for research. You can also donate if they want to go to DickVitaleOnline.com. They can make a donation. It goes through the V Foundation to really, really help young kids, because we must do that.
Well, they're our future.
Absolutely, no question about it. I love young people, I really do. I think that when you look in life, you want to give back. I'm 77 years old. I act about 12. I'm here at a ballpark. I'm like a little kid in a clubhouse. I'm running around like a little kid. And my wife's got to remind me, say, hey, you know, you're 77 years old, man. I want to act 12. I want to act 12, Mike.
Well, you do have the energy of a 12-year-old.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And, you know, I've been blessed in my life. I was telling people today, you know, I came from a great home. My mother and father were uneducated, had a 5th grade education, but they taught me in this great country. I do loads of motivational speaking, and I talk about, they taught me never ever to believe in cat. I lost my eye as a kid, and I thought it was the end of the world. But the love I received from my mother and father, factory workers, was unbelievable. I tell people, they may have had a 5th grade education, but they had a doctorate of love.
Here's Brandon Belt. Overshift is on for Belt. We're with Dick Vitale, and Belt goes the other way, and he pokes one into left field for a base hit. And that for the Giants is their first hit.
It's going, Coach. You're good luck. I like this.
Joe Panic's coming up.
He signed a long-term deal, did he not?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a great ovation.
Yeah, the crowd, that's Kristen right there. I told Buster last night, I said, Buster, the greatest catch you ever made in your life was when she caught your proposal, because you got lucky, man. You got lucky.
She is a good one.
She's a beautiful lady as a person. She really loves kids. There's Larry Bear sitting right next to her, right there, the boss of the Giants.
Yeah, he's our leader, and we will follow
Good man.
him.
He's got great enthusiasm, great energy.
Here's Joe Panic. Panic trying to tie this game up, facing Luis Perdomo, and he takes a pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes. So this event is tonight.
Yep, right here at AT&T Park. We're going to have a big event. George Bodenheimer is going to be here, a former president of ESPN, the CEO, president of the V Foundation is going to be here, Susan Braun, and we're excited. I really am. I'm so happy that Jeff Barry, the agent of Buster, hooked us up. He came to my gala, and he was so touched by my gala, and he called me one day and he said, you know, Buster wants to get involved helping kids. And I told him about what you do. He would like for the two of you to unite. And I'm so happy because he's such a classy guy.
Well, when we were in Tampa playing the Rays, we saw you. I think you came onto the field before the game, and
yes,
it may have been the first time you met Buster. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
it was the first time.
Because Jeff was there too.
Yeah, we had a great time. He's just a terrific person. He gets it. You know, guys, unfortunately, a lot of athletes, they make to the top of the mountain, they got the entourages, and they forget where they came from. They forgot how they got to the top of the mountain. Buster Posey gets it. He gets it.
Yes, he does. Here it's 2-1 to Joe Panic.
Another East Coast guy.
Hey, tell me this. We got Matt Duffy from Mount Moore, my race. For little I've seen of Duffy, I think he's a gamer, man. I think he's a gamer.
He's a terrific player.
So he'll be a great help there with
Are
Longoria.
you kidding me? We loved Matt Duffy.
Well,
We always said around here, in order to get a good player, you got to give up a good player.
Well, you got to go him back, because I'm going to tell you, they have not seen what Matt Moore is going to do long term, because, he didn't pitch for about a year and a half.
Right. 3-1. Crowd getting into it.
Need a base hit here, man. I told him in the clubhouse, I didn't come here to see you lose. I didn't come here for an L tonight.
And a base hit into center field. And here comes Crawford. And this game is tied.
Tell you one thing, Crawford's had a solid year, has he not?
He is. Panic comes through. And I don't know, I'm thinking the Vitale energy is starting to work its way throughout the ballpark.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Crawford's had a heck of a year, but that's a clutch hit right there. Ball was down, too. The ball was down.
Now Panic going back up the middle, as he so often will do. He had a pitch that big-time sink on it. You can't try and do too much when you have as much movement on a fastball as Luis Perdomo. That's a very disciplined at bat right there. Good bat head control, and here's the reward. And we get a brand new ball game. I think it's important after last night's terrible loss that they do something offensively early in the game, and they're doing it right now.
I was shocked last night. I went to bed. You guys were up 4-1. 4-1. I looked at the paper today, and I saw 5 runs in the ninth, and it beat. I couldn't believe that. I said, gee whiz, that's a tough loss, especially when you're battling now for that wild card.
2 strikes, 2 outs. I have to tell you something. Mike and I did the same thing. We looked at the paper today to see if it really did happen, and we watched it happen.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was bad dreamlike, no doubt.
You win 3 in a row over Arizona. The bats got alive out there. You knock Greinke around. You think you come home with San Diego. You'd win the series 2-3. Now you're trying to avoid being swept.
Yeah, they just want to torture our fans. That's all. Foul down the right field line.
Heads up.
Well, you're getting good news today. The Cubs are beating the Cardinals.
That's a help. And is that a final? No, they're in the 9th inning. It's 7-0.
Yeah, I got to believe that one's done. And they're just getting underway in Washington. The Mets being hosted by the Nationals. So watching that one closely.
The Yankees and Dodgers just.
I got a better chance of growing here than them losing that lead, the Cubs.
Well,
they're not going to lose that lead. That baby's in the bank. Cardinals go down 1 game, man. Go down 1 game.
I'm wondering if you made that bet before and you lost.
Oh, gee.
Here's the 0-2 to Gillespie, and Gillespie takes down low.
I'm not too familiar with Gillespie. Is he a new young guy?
Well, no, he started out with the Giants, then played 4 or 5 years with the White Sox, played quite a bit at third, and the Giants brought him back to come off the bench, and he's done a really nice job. He's a good, hard-nosed guy.
A former 3rd-round pick out of Wichita State.
Well, they have great baseball down at Wichita State.
Oh, they do. His dad played in the big leagues.
Oh, his dad did too, huh?
Mark Gillespie. Teammate of mine, good guy.
Bumgarner on deck. It's 1-2.
Now Bumgarner can swing the bat.
He can hit.
I thought he was a basketball player. I said him before the game. Somebody told me you were a D1 basketball game. He said they lied to you. He said they lied.
Oh, he is a beauty. You would love him.
Well, it's got to be beautiful to make your living sitting here, calling games. I mean, look at this stadium. I mean, this is worth, just looking at the bay out there,
Dick,
it's worth thousands.
We paid our dues. We were at Candlestick. Remember that.
40 years. 40 years at Candlestick.
And that wind was tough down there. Somebody told me today, and I did not know, or yesterday actually, you guys have been sold out here now for about 5-6 years?
Yeah, it's about 400 and, I don't know, 60, 70 games in a row.
Wow.
But, you put a good product on the field, you get this. I mean, there's a beautiful atmosphere.
Right.
Our fans love midweek day games, as you can see.
Well, they're going to love it in San Fran when Mr. Durant comes to town, too, along with Curry.
Oh, they're pumped up.
That's going to be explosive.
They are pumped up. He's going to be here Friday night.
Oh, really?
He's going to throw out the first pitch.
Oh, wow.
Well,
all the pressure's on, because anything less than a world championship will be a disappointment. And there's no lock city when you got a guy by the name of LeBron James might hook up against you. I mean, there's never, you've been around sports. I mean, expectations sometimes just put so much pressure. You still got to go out and you got to perform. And I'm sure Steve Kerr will get them to perform. The one great thing, the 2 guys that are superstars, Curry and Durant, are both great guys. Great guys. They're just good people who are all about winning.
It's 2-2 to Gillespie. Belt at second. Panic at first. The Giants have tied it up here in the second. And the Giants have cooperated, allowing us to have Dick here for longer than a quick 3 outs. And this is a line drive, and that is going to be a double play. Broadcaster's jinx. Dick, thanks for stopping by. Have fun tonight. You're going to go see John Miller, and you will really enjoy John a lot. Thanks.
Everybody told me you guys are great, and they're 100% right. They said the KK guys are super. They're awesome, baby.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected.
Well, Thursday is Italian Heritage Night. Well, that's tomorrow night. It's sponsored by Gelati Construction. Your special event ticket is going to include a Giants Italian knit beanie. sfgiants.com/special events. 1-1 ball game. Here's John Jay to lead things off. And John Jay is going to look at a strike at the knees. And at third is Gillespie. Boy, he's a bundle of energy at 77, isn't he?
He's one of a kind. He really is.
Imagine what he was like at 27.
No.
See,
back when he had hair? No, I cannot imagine that.
Swinging a tapper, first base side, and it's going to roll foul.
You know, and every time our paths have crossed, it's the same thing. He'll walk into a room and absolutely light it up.
Yeah, he's not boring. That is for sure. I don't think he does boring either.
No, he does not do boring.
I think if he finds himself in a boring event or arena, he's going to change it.
You know, and it's not an act. It's who he is. I mean, that's how he embraces life. He takes it on.
Bumgarner said, I need a new baseball.
Give me one that's got some strikes in it and some outs in it.
So it is a final now. Cubs beat St. Louis 7-0. The magic number now for the Cubs to go to postseason is 1. Pagan barely has to move. Well, the ball dudes today. It's Brad Jensen, my son's father-in-law, and my daughter's future father-in-law is down the right field line. That's Brad. And there's Jim Cole Reese. So we figured we'd keep it in the family or the Outlaws. They are the official Outlaws.
The official Outlaws. So now, if one of them were to make an error today, there you are, meeting them, welcoming the two potential air-making ball dudes. And I'm not wishing bad luck on them because I want them to make every play. But if they don't make a play,
there isn't anybody in either side of the family that is hoping that they don't embarrass themselves. I'm serious. Both sides of the family want them to fall down at some point. Brad is absolutely ready. I think he took the third base side from Jim because he thought there'd be more action.
Left-hander, veteran move.
Hit to left. Pagan on the move, and Pagan is going to reach up and he's going to make the catch. Nice play, 2 outs.
Luis Sardinas has swung the bat well in this series and continues to do so. That's a second good at bat against Bumgarner. Let's take a look at it. It's our Ford right choice. Nice break off the crack of the back. High backhander over the shoulder. And Pagan makes a nice play. Chases all the seagulls away. And that's our Ford right choice.
Seagulls, pigeons, my goodness. Cars.
It's a zoo.
Outlaws. Here's Myers, who takes a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Solarte would hit if Myers reaches. He doubled over the bag at third in the first. Here he takes a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. A 1-1 ball game here in the third. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Definitely getting a feel of that curveball. You can always tell as he starts to lower it in the strike zone. He gets that thing down around the knees and below. Then it's where he wants it to be. Just a bit outside.
Almost frozen. Two offering. Here it is. Got him on the back door, and that'll end the inning. Bumgarner to lead things off, 1-1.
Area is brought to you by Wendy's. Choose a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT in Wendy's 4-for-4 meal at participating Wendy's for limited time.
It's a 1-1 ball game. Is that Lombard?
It is.
I asked that question knowing the answer.
Well, they're thinking about changing the rules too.
What, you got to go up instead of down?
No, they're thinking about making it to where it's not completely open to the public.
Come on.
Yep. Being talked about right now.
Come on. Bumgarner takes outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, that would seem odd. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Maybe just make the Golden Gate Bridge one way.
Thought about that.
The Bay Bridge one way, the Golden Gate Bridge the other. It's your only way in and out. 2-2 to Bumgarner. Tap foul. I'm not big on change around here.
They need a few more lanes on that Bay Bridge, don't they?
Didn't they just build a new bridge?
Oh yeah, the east side.
Hit on the ground towards the hole, but Sardinius has got it and he throws him out. What's hot? Delivered by Domino's. Want the hottest Bay Area sports news? Well, head to csnbayarea.com right now and see what's hot. And it's all delivered by Domino's.
There's the new section of the Bay Bridge. A road you know quite well.
If you're trying to lead me into a discussion about traffic, don't go there.
I would never say the T word, ever. I know it's a bit sensitive.
Don't go there. 1 ball and no strikes. To left, moving in and over is Dickerson, and he makes the running catch.
Nice play.
John Miller will be in. He'll come in 4, 5, and 6. Dave Fleming is away. And then I will see you back here in the 7th. And by the way, what's up with the motorcycles being able to come between 2 cars while you're stopped?
It's because they can.
It just looks so dangerous.
Yeah, it does.
And then if you don't slide over, they get mad. I got the New York salute the other day because I wasn't quite over far enough for a motorcycle to go by.
And he gave you the salute?
He did. (1-0) to Pagan, and Pagan lifts it to left. Dickerson there, and that's going to end the inning. So John Miller will be in. We'll see you back here in the 7th. It's a 1-1 ball game.
Brewers Light. You can join us in Lot A across from AT&T Park from 3 to 6 for an afternoon of free music and festivities. For more information, go to sfgiants.com/Fiesta Gigantes. It is the top of the 4th inning here at AT&T Park. We're all tied up at 1-1, and here to tell you all about it, my friend John Miller.
All right, Mike Solarte got home the Padres run in the first inning with a ground out to short. Batting right-handed, he bloops one into shallow center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Knocked down by Span, keeps it in front of him, and it's a single for Solarte.
So welcome over to the TV side, partner. How was your visit with Dick Vitale?
Dick, he is immediately your best friend, and he has more energy than any 10 of us, I think. And he does the college basketball, and that's just who he is. He does it with passion, and he does it with a great sense of excitement just to be there. And he throws himself into these fundraising efforts for causes that need help, and that's what he's doing right now with Buster Posey, the big banquet tonight. So it's always kind of fun to be around Dick Vitale, because he just kind of lights up a room and is just such a positive person, and at the same time he's just fun to be around. I don't know if that was your experience.
He's kind of a dud over here, actually. You know, we couldn't get a word out of him. You know. No, he is totally unique, and as genuine a person as you will ever meet.
Dickerson into left center field pretty deep. Span catches up to it. And back to first goes Solarte. One away in a 1-1 game. We're in the 4th inning. Anyway, great cause, and he said they're hoping to raise about $250,000 tonight for children's cancer. And we discussed, it's the kind of a thing where you don't really think about it unless a kid in your family comes down with cancer. It's not something that you think about that often. Kids get cancer. Are you kidding? But it's something that happens all over, and not that much fundraising is done that is directed specifically for that purpose, and that's where Buster and his wife Kristen have gotten very much involved for the children with cancer, for the study and helping those families.
Yeah, Dick said 4 cents of every donated dollar to cancer finds its way to the children.
Nice pickup by Gillespie. Looked at second, decided to go to first just in time to get Norris.
A lot going on in that play. And the key was try to get one out. I mean, he takes away a double right here in a potential big inning with a backhander. Gets up, looks to second, realizes there's no play there, then sets the sights on first base and triggers a strike over. And this is our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Just a nice play. Realize he had time. That ball got him quick. He knows how fast Norris runs, or how he doesn't run. Just a veteran play right there, done nicely.
Yes, how fast he isn't. There's a ball inside to Rosales, a runner in scoring position now.
I think those are fun plays for third baseman. They like that.
Hit the dirt, sprawl out, come up with it, and get your out. And every time I see that, I always, it makes me think about Jimmy Davenport, the great former Giant who passed away sadly this year. But his nickname as a third baseman for the Giants back in the 60s, the man with the golden glove.
Man with the golden glove. How about this one? Second game, Mom and Dad forgot to sign the first game, so welcome back.
All right. They corrected it. And it's 2-1. Rosales walked his first time. He hit a home run against Bumgarner in San Diego back in July, as the Padres beat Bumgarner and the Giants in that game. Hit very hard and very much foul into the crowd in a hurry.
Heads up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Everybody seems to be okay down there.
They're all smiling. That's a good sign.
And the curve is too high. Full count now, 3-2. Tomorrow night the Cardinals will be here. I was trying to figure out if I had this right. With the win today, the Cubs clinched no worse than a tie for the Central Division title.
Yeah, their goal was to go into that series and sweep the Cardinals and clinch against the Cardinals. Didn't happen, but they clinched the tie.
Strike 3 call. Came right back with another curveball. 1 hit, 1 left. Posey, Crawford, and Pence coming up. Years ago, Bob Brenly had the ultimate hum baby game. He made 4 errors in 1 inning at third base against the Braves. The Braves got 4 unearned runs as a result of it. But then, after that nightmare in the bottom of the 9th in a tie game facing Paul Ossenmacher, bye-bye baby. A game-ending home run. The ultimate redemption on a day where Bob Brenly lived a nightmare at third base.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's a day I'll never forget. And Roger Craig, after the game, told Bob, he says, "You know what? This is the game that defined all of us." That's how important today was. And you know, Brenly, I mean, he never hung his head after the 4 errors in the inning. He wound up being the hero.
Buster Posey leading off against Perdomo. 1-1 tie here, and he really wasn't a third baseman.
He was a catcher. And he went over to third base. Mike LaCassa's on the mound, and he did not handle it that well either. Having a catch over there at third base, making 4 errors in a game, or in an inning.
In 1 inning. Wow. But that's the ultimate baseball story, because I mean, baseball is a game of failure. Maybe not always that much failure in one spot, but in the same game he had the ultimate redemption with the home run. Buster off the right field line, foul.
And that wasn't his only RBI. I mean, he had a good day offensively. He had a big hit early in the ball game where I think he knocked in a pair, but you know, we were down in the game and it got to the 9th inning. Here comes Paul Ossenmacher, a big low 3/4 guy with a big rainbow curveball, and Brenly measured one out and golfed it over the wall. But I always loved the bat flip that he had, because he kind of wrapped it around his head and just kind of flipped it in a weird way. Oh, I love that guy, and I love that day.
Buster, another foul off the right field side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-1 to score here in the 4th inning. Cardinals in here tomorrow after their loss to the Cubs today. The Giants tried to gain ground on the Cardinals in the wild card division. We're keeping an eye on that Mets-Washington game. The Mets are the team directly behind the Giants in the wild card division, at least when the day started. Just a half game back of San Francisco, and you really have 3 teams involved in the battle for those 2 wild card spots, although Don't talk about that to the Giants because they're still focused on the Dodgers. They want to win that division title. 2-2 the count to Buster Posey. It looked like he was trying to confirm that count with Ryan Blakeney, the plate umpire. That one, so much movement. Myers comes over, and no.
Talking about that bat flip from Bob Brenly. Take a look at the bat flip after he hits the home run, and he kind of wraps it around his head, and then he it was a total ad lib. But of all the things that happened that day, that's the moment that I remember the most.
So that was September the 14th, 1986. And you got your 20th win, what, 2 weeks later?
Yeah, the last day of the season. I forget exactly what that day was. October 5th, they're telling us in the truck.
And he struck him out looking. One away.
It's not quite a curveball, not quite a slider. It's a slurve, and it absolutely freezes Posey. He's thinking it's going to be inside, and it still works its way back into the strike zone. So it winds up being third strikeout of the day for Perdomo. Second called strike 3.
Brandon Crawford, who walked and scored a run in the second. A 1-1 tie. 0-1 the count. Dodgers and Yankees scoreless after 2 innings at Yankee Stadium. Pineda, the big hard-throwing right-hander, going for New York against Clayton Kershaw in that game on the out-of-town scoreboard. Two strikes to count to Crawford. In the game in Washington, Selman is going for the Mets, the rookie, and Tanner Roark for Washington. That is 0-0 at the end of 2 innings at Nationals Park. 0-2 to Crawford. A curveball in the right field and caught by Amarista. 2 down, or yeah, by Amarista, 2 down. Now let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to make a pact. This is the last we talk about last night's game. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore, especially Bruce Bochy, but he did, and it is our Geico quote. He said, up until that inning, it couldn't have gone better. We did a lot of good things and just had some tough luck in that 9th inning. We're pretty well set in the pen, just didn't work out tonight because of bad luck. All done. No more, guys.
That's it, Amy G.
And the pitch is fouled away by Hunter Pence. Well, that was, I mean, Boch always focuses on how hard his guys played. And he thought it wasn't just that they played hard, but played well in that game. And then things started going wrong. He also added that there was some bad luck involved, but also a pretty bad pitch that ended up being hit for a 3-run homer by Schimpf. Pence retired. The Giants go quickly. Still 1-1 here.
PSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Giants won, Padres won as we start the 5th inning. Running up as if to bunt, Amarista takes a called strike from Madison Bumgarner. Padres have 3 hits. They scored in the first. Giants have 2 hits. They scored in the second.
Look out. Got a little underneath that curveball. Doesn't miss many times with the breaking ball upstairs. I mean, for the most part, if he misses, it's usually down below the strike zone.
Brandon Belt right behind first. 1 away.
Time you can make a hitter reach like that, you've thrown a good off-speed pitch.
Perdomo, who struck out his first time. There's Joe Panic. And Perdomo really hustling up the line, but he's thrown out. 2 down.
That's what you like, those 1-pitch outs where it's very easy on your overall pitch count. Ballpark today, a little bit more offensive than we've seen during the night games, as expected. A little more carry to right field during the daytime. But nobody really has challenged any wall here today, with the exception of Sardinas in the 3rd inning. And that was a ball that was caught.
A very nice play by Pagan right in front of that car out there. And there's a called strike to John Jay, the leadoff man. Just off the outside. With a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bumgarner at 60 pitches for the game now, with 2 down here in the 5th inning. Jay has grounded out to second and hit a fly ball to left. Bumgarner missed way outside with that curve, and it's 2-1. Tomorrow night, a battle of longtime aces. Johnny Cueto for the Giants and Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals. 7:15 here. There's a bunt. 3rd base side, but it goes foul.
Talk about not a lot of balls have challenged the wall. It was not the case in the 3rd inning. Luis Perdomo, or Luis Sardinas, the shortstop, puts a pretty good charge into it. High backhander from Pagan denied the extra base hit, but that's the closest thing we've seen to a ball hitting to the wall today.
It's a nice play by Pagan, especially in the daytime here, because it's a cloudless sky and he was really battling the sun, which is always an issue here in a day game when there are no clouds, especially. 2-2 the count to Jay. Sardinas on deck. And he fouls that one off. Jay's always been a tough out for the Giants in general, and the Giants almost could not get about in 2014 in the league championship series when he was with the Cardinals. He hit about 500 in that series.
He's a good player, can do a lot of things for you. He's got power in his bat. He can use the whole field. As you saw, he tried to bunt here. He can do that, push and pull.
Struck him out. Changed up on him. Posey tags him out. 3 up, 3 down. Brandon Belt will be coming up.
contents and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's still Giants 1, Padres 1 as we move to the last of the 5th inning from AT&T Park. Brandon Belt leads off for the Giants against Luis Perdomo. Belt singled to left his first time. That set up the Giants' run back in the 2nd. 1 ball and no strikes to Belt. .389 on base percentage for him this year.
Look at it. Can't give up on that inside fastball from Perdomo if you're hitting off him from the left side, because he's got such big movement that will start off the plate and then come back into the strike zone. It could buckle you.
That's out of play into the 2nd deck. 2-1.
Take a look at the on-base percentage for Brandon Belt. The last 3 years, it has continuously been on the rise, which means that you're adjusting to hit to the pitching.
Into the crowd in a hurry. 2-2.
And that really is the beauty of what Belt can do for you. I mean, he keeps the line moving. He gets on base by way of the knock or the walk.
Three infielders to the right of second for Belt. And that is back into the 2nd deck. Still 2-2. You see how they're playing it. That's the shortstop. Sardinas is the only one on the left side. But he's not all the way over at shortstop.
It's almost like a 4th outfielder defense.
Rosales is 30 feet or more into the outfield, the 2nd baseman. That is just fouled.
You know, it frustrates Brandon Belt, and I mean, you can understand why it would when they load 3 defenders on one side of the field and it costs you a hit. But you could take a little bit of comfort in knowing that it's the same defense that they played against Ted Williams, arguably the greatest left-handed hitter in the game. Some say the greatest hitter in the game. So the very fact that you're acknowledged and they put that shift on, it basically says that, hey, they respect you.
They used to do it to Willie McCovey in his prime. A check swing, and that drops low. Full count. McCovey, I remember being at a game at Candlestick with 2 down in the 1st, Mays at first, and McCovey, they put the shift on for him, and he bunted past 3rd, and Mays scored on his bunt from first base. That's a foul. Years later, and McCovey ended up, he bunted it, but he got a double on it. They had just, there's Willie Mack. So the great thing coming to the Giants, years later, I asked both of them about the play, and Mays had no idea that he was going to lay down a bunt. And that's all for Brandon Belt. 1 away here in the 5th. 4th strikeout for Perdomo. They had the artificial turf at Candlestick. They'd just been putting it in as they were rebuilding the ballpark to make it a football stadium for the 49ers. And McCovey walked up there, and they were way overshifted against him. And he said, "The heck with it. It's artificial turf. I got Willie Mays, a fast runner at first, and he bunted it. He bunted hard along 3rd base. Nobody was there. And it went down the left field line quite a ways. And Mays scored easily, and McCovey had no trouble legging it out into a double. The only bunt double I've ever seen.
That was a rough turf. There was no pad under it.
There's Sardinas. Nice play. And that's all for Panic. Panic singled home the Giants' run back in the 2nd inning. Since that single, the Giants have not had anybody else reach base. Perdomo's retired 9 in a row, starting with Connor Gillespie, who lined out into a double play to end the 2nd inning. Here's Connor.
The other thing too about the turf at Candlestick, you know, the one nightmare that every infielder had was when you played on wet turf, because wet turf, the ball wouldn't hop, it would skim. And when you laid it down in the Bay Area, there was so much moisture at night, it just seemed like the turf was always wet. And the skips that you would get were just lethal, especially if you were a corner infielder. Or if you had comebackers hit off you. Jack Clark hit one night off of me. Hit me in the shin on a skim. Bounced over to the visitor dugout. Ground rule double. I still have a knot there.
Wow. Well, Jack Clark hit the ball hard. That's a base hit. Had nobody in short, and that's right where Gillespie hit it.
Well, talk about corner infield play. This was the play really of the day defensively. Connor Gillespie taking extra bags away from Derek Norris. Checks the runner and still has enough time to shoot down the catcher, Derek Norris. And Madison Bumgarner drawing energy from that defensive effort.
Well, here is Bumgarner. Ordinarily, the guy gets a 2-out single with the pitcher coming up. Doesn't seem like that big a deal. But when the pitcher is Bumgarner coming up, that's a whole different story. Ball 1 to Bumgarner. And they pitch to him as if he's a legitimate hitter. He's walked 10 times. We haven't seen any other pitchers with 10 walks.
No gloves today.
That is just foul.
Bumgarner usually has one glove on the left hand, the lower hand. But today, full commando. Our ball dude, Brad Jensen, finally getting a little work. It's a Wilson guy.
A Wilson guy?
He had an A2000. Wilson.
1 ball, 1 strike to Bumgarner. And that, look at the movement on that pitch at 93 miles an hour.
Well, that's what makes Perdomo so special. That's why he came up with the Cardinals. He got moved to Colorado under Rule 5. The Padres wanted him. I mean, a lot of teams would like an arm like Perdomo because he can get to strike out. He can get you a ground ball. Great stuff. And he's still just 23 years old.
And the movement on that one too at 95 miles an hour. 2-2. You saw that list. Bumgarner with his 10 walks. Only 3 Giants pitchers in their San Francisco era with more walks in a single season than that. Jack Sanford and Billy O'Dell, 2 aces of that 1962 pennant winning staff, and Vida Blue, number 1.
Vida could hit. He was a switch hitter. But he's the most unique switch hitter that I ever saw, because if you were on the third base side, your dugout was on the third base side of the field, he would hit right-handed because it was a shorter walk. And he'd hit right-handed against a right-handed pitcher. If he was on the first base side, he'd hit left-handed if it was a left-handed pitcher because it was a shorter walk.
Bumgarner down on strikes. 1 hit and 1 left, and we move to the 6th inning. Sardinas, Myers, Solarte coming up. It's 1-1.
yoga session on the field, led by yoga instructor Janet Stone and musician Michael Franti. The Giants yoga mat and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Cardinals game. And it's all included in your special event package. Go to sfgiants/special events and check it out.
Giants won, Padres won as we start the 6th inning. Dodgers and Yankees 0-0 in the top of the 4th inning, although the Dodgers are threatening against Pineda in the 4th, and they're playing in the rain there. And in Washington, the Mets and Nationals are 0-0 in the top of the 4th as well. The Cardinals were beaten by the Cubs 7-0. Sardinas, he's been a real tough out for the Giants in this series. He had 5 hits in the 3 games. He singled his first time up today and scored a run in the 1st inning. Sardinas had a single his first time, then drove Pagod back to the wall before he could catch Sardinas' fly ball back in the 3rd.
I mean, you have 2 at-bats like he's had against Bumgarner. Bumgarner's going to take this at-bat a little personal.
That ball is smoked but foul deep down the left field line.
And the balls that he's hit against Bumgarner have been up.
So he had 2 hits last night and an RBI, and a single and a triple and an RBI Monday night. Up the middle. Well, that's just a ground ball, and he hit it where nobody was. Another hit, his 6th of the series. Madison Bumgarner, seasons with 200+ innings and 200+ strikeouts. Marichal did it 6 times. Gaylord Perry 4 times. Lincecum did it 4 years in a row, and Bumgarner has now done it each of the last 3 years. So he's on a very short list there. Some of the all-time great San Francisco Giant starting pitchers. Will Myers, the hitter, 1-1.
I mean, that's a pretty special accomplishment. I mean, 200 strikeouts really is the benchmark, and it lets everybody knows you have good stuff. And be able to do that 3 years in a row, eat the innings up that he has, and put your name on a list with Perry and Marichal and Lincecum, that's pretty special.
Well, he now, with his 4 strikeouts today, has 230 strikeouts this year in 205 innings. And that's an outstanding number for that many innings for a starter. Sardinas back to the bag at first.
Those are studly numbers. The thing that gains the most respect in the game amongst the players and the coaches, managers, and the executive offices, it's consistency. To be able to do it for a length of time, that is what in the end gets acknowledged by the Hall of Fame. To be able to have greatness and to do it for a period of time, that's what counts.
1-2 now to Myers. Well, his just out and out strikeout total this year, 3rd in the National League, behind only Max Scherzer of Washington and Jose Fernandez of Miami. And nobody in the American League has as many strikeouts as does Bumgarner. 2-2. Four hits for the Padres, 3 hits for the Giants. And he struck him out looking with the big curveball. 1 away. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, right, gentlemen. Well, in last night's game, we noticed something that fans at home may not have been able to see, so we thought it would be fun to bring it to their attention, and that is when Buster Posey plays first base, he might be in the squat, as Mike likes to say, just as much as when he's catching. I talked to him about it today. He said old habits really do die hard. It's a habit to go back down into the crouch position. He also said, oddly enough, it is more comfortable for him at times to squat instead of stand. I also talked to Kelby Tomlinson, who was playing second base. I said, you two had a full-on conversation with Buster in the squat and you standing. Did you realize that? He said, not until you just told me. And I guess I'm so used to seeing him that way, it didn't seem weird at all. Guys?
Well, that is a pretty interesting story.
There's Kelby Tomlinson.
Solarte, the hitter. He has grounded a short, knocking in the Padres run. He also hit a single his last time. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. It's a ball and a strike to count to him with 1 out, a runner at first. Yangervis Solarte. Denard Span moving toward right a little bit. 2 down.
Take a look at the payoff pitch to Will Myers. Breaking ball. It absolutely locks him up. He quits on it, and it keeps working back to the glove. And plate umpire Ryan Blakeney says, yo, grab some pine, meat. Strikeout number 5 for Bumgarner.
Out of play at Yankee Stadium. Michael Pineda got out of a bases loaded 1 out jam in the 4th inning. Still nothing there. But before the Yankees bat against Kershaw in the last of the 4th inning, that game has been stopped and they've rolled out the tarp over the infield in New York. So they're in a rain delay now.
Kershaw's got a no-hitter through 4 innings.
Well, he's through 3 into the 4th.
Through 3 innings.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long that rain delay lasts and what the Dodgers, how they played with Kershaw. The runner goes. Buster's throw. The tag is called out. But Sardinas thought he was safe. Excellent throw and a quick tag by Crawford.
I see a couple more angles of this one. This is going to be close. And I think he's safe.
So surely the Padres will ask for the replay review on it.
Yeah, I think the toe got in before the tag. Chris Conroy, second base umpire. This replay review they're about to look at is presented by Xfinity.
Well, it's a big call, and they're trying to get it right, which would keep Dickerson up there. And they're looking on the field. They're showing it on the big board, and now the umpires in New York have already ruled that the call is to be overturned. So Sardinas is safe at second with his 3rd steal.
Well, I think the call has been made correctly. I think he was safe.
Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dickerson. But now, when Dickerson was up there before, there was a runner at first. Now he's batting with a runner in scoring position. 1-1 the score in the 6th. So big pitches here suddenly with a runner in scoring position. Nobody there. Sardinas heading home. Pagan up and throwing. It is too late. And that steal has turned into a run. And on the throw, Dickerson takes second. 2-1 Padres.
Yeah, just a shift beater.
Now let's go to the CSN studio for a Bank of America alert. Sorry, Greg. Thank you. So we'll keep an eye on that one. The Giants are trailing here. They have their own problems. And Derek Norris, who had one of his best games of the year here last night. He had 2 hits, also drew a walk. He started the 9th inning rally in which they came from behind to win the game with a single. 2-0.
Just missing inside.
And there's a strike. That was the 20th pitch of this inning thrown by Bumgarner. So the Padres have made it a stressful kind of an inning for him. Two and 1 the count, and each one of these pitches is big. 3-1. Rosales is on deck. Padres have 5 hits in the game. Pagan right there. But the Padres jump ahead. The clutch single by Dickerson. Span, Pagan, and Posey coming up. The Giants are down by a run. Hard on the shores of San Francisco Bay. AT&T Park, home of the Giants, and the Giants are trailing here. 2-1. The Giants seem to get themselves going. They came back on a high note from the road trip. 3 in a row, 1 in Arizona, but things have not gone well here at home. And today, with their ace lefty Bumgarner on the mound, the Giants nonetheless find themselves trailing in the last of the 6th. 2-1. Denard Span leads off. He has popped up to short and lined out to left. And that's called a strike. Facing Perdomo.
For the third time, so they should have a pretty good idea as to what the movement on the fastball is doing. They should have a pretty good idea as to how they want to approach him.
And that's the second baseman Rosales. And one away. Welcome to hard times. Denard Span, one hit in his last 41 at bats.
Well, the top of the lineup today has been very quiet. Top three spots: Span, Pagan, and Posey. So far, 0 for 7.
Pagan has struck out looking, and he lined out to left his last time. Hit the ball very hard. Came up empty. And that's in there for a called strike. Well, they had a very short rain delay in New York, so they're getting ready to play once again. Kershaw back in the mound in the last of the 4th inning. 0-0 score there. And Pagan, wow. I don't know how he avoided that one.
Well, breaking ball, it just kept working its way back towards Pagan. I agree with you. I don't know how he avoided getting hit. He would be an excellent dodgeball player. First round pick.
I want him on my team. And if I need somebody who's going to go for the push-up championship, I want him on my team for that too.
He goes down, pushes himself back up, like push-up style.
He really never got his shirt dirty on that one. He fell over. A lot of people would have been flat on their face. No, not you and me, of course, but a lot of people.
No, of course.
The ball and 2 strikes to Pagan. It wasn't hit that hard, and Rosales able to cover up and just get Pagan. 2 down. And Buster Posey will head to the plate. 2 down, nobody on here in the 6th inning. Dwayne Kuiper will be back along in the middle for the final 3 innings. In the 7th, he's been over on the radio side, regaling all the radio listeners with his stories, anecdotes, play-by-play. And that is called a strike. Back on July the 16th, that's when Perdomo faced the Giants. And in that game, Buster Posey hit a home run in the 10th inning after Perdomo was gone. And he has not hit a home run since then. That was the Giants' 92nd game of the year. Today they're playing number 145. 0-2 the count. Posey has grounded a short and been called out on strikes in this game. Stays alive.
Nice play by a fan. First row here, the club level. That was a quality 0-2 pitch. Perdomo just hasn't made many mistakes out over the middle of the strike zone. And when the ball has been hit hard, it's been caught.
Buster, his whole body started after that one, but somehow he kept the bat from going after it. 1-2.
Breaking ball. I just don't think he's picking it up. There's a buckle right there. It's way off the plate. Fortunately, he was able to hold the swing.
Solarte and the Giants, the top of the lineup, goes down on 3 ground ball outs in order. Dwayne Kuiper back for the rest of the way. It's 2-1 San Diego.
Summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, and it has been all about pitching today. Padres 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. The Giants 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Has been Luis Perdomo and Madison Bumgarner have locked horns here. And right now, the Padres have a 1-run edge. That's our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. It is 2-1 Padres. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Once again, here is Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike, and it is Adam Rosales to lead things off. And Rosales takes a pitch high.
Well, how was it over there on Radio Island?
You know what? It was fine. It's just that I'm watching something that we've seen a lot of this year, and that's the Giants not doing much offensively when Bumgarner's on the mound.
Well, it definitely has been a recurring theme. And everybody on that field knows it.
Absolutely.
And I do think at times it does cause a team to press.
Bumgarner wanted it. He thought it was a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So he's talking to himself.
Ryan Blakeney says, no, too high. Not that we haven't seen it called a strike today. We have. And that's what frustrates a pitcher.
2-2.
Like, hey, you feed your dog at the table one time, he's going to get expect to be fed every time. And the same thing with the pitcher. He gets that pitch called a strike once, he's figuring it's a strike. I want it every time.
And this is going to be out of play. I'm thinking that you learn from experience both ways.
Yeah.
Feeding the dog and wanting strikes from an umpire.
That is correct. Same thing about letting your dog get on your bed one time. One time, they figure they own it.
So this will be a 3-2 pitch coming up to Rosales.
He's wearing it.
You have this. You should totally have this.
You're right. We do need one of those. That's a good one.
Down the left field line, and Rosales is going to end up at second base.
Rosales seems like he's going to be one of those guys that gets hits against Bumgarner. This one past Gillespie. And once it gets past Gillespie, an easy 2-bagger. So it sets up a strikeout situation now here for Bumgarner.
Amarista is popped out and he's rolled out. And he pops this one down the left field line and out of play. I think the frustration you saw from Bumgarner when he gave up the hit to Rosales was not getting the one pitch. And then the end result is the hitter gets another pitch and eventually he's standing on second. Roll to first, and Belt will make the play. So Perdomo's going to hit with Rosales at third.
So a productive out. And if you have to have a strikeout situation where the runner is third base and less than 2 outs, you do like the pitcher coming up. We mentioned before, Perdomo has got an idea. He puts the ball in play. He's hitting 147 coming into this at bat. We don't know how good of a bunter he is.
Well, I would be really suspicious that they're going to try it. Backdoor breaking ball, and Bumgarner gets the call.
I mean, he's got 3 sacrifice bunts on the year.
Foul, 0-2, and now Bumgarner can go for the strikeout.
So 2 pitches, 2 breaking balls, and a quick 0-2 advantage.
So it's 0-2 with John Jay on deck. And this little pop-up is over by the dugout, and Belt makes the play.
As good as a strikeout.
So here's John Jay. John Jay bounced out, flied out, and struck out, and he comes in with a little bit of ownage on Bumgarner, but not today. The pitch. Outside corner strike, and it's 0-1.
And immediately Jay turns around to face Blakeney, the plate umpire, to say, was that on the swing or was that on the location? Now, if I'm Blakeney, the umpire, I just say both.
Yeah. 0-2.
That was pitch number 100. Brad Hand, the bullpen for the Padres.
So a low fastball, 1-2. Rosales, he's at third. Nice block, 2-2.
Bumgarner struck him out. Jay struck him out in the 5th inning, and he got him, and the payout pitch was down below the strike zone. So 2 times he's gone down here, and both times Jay's laid off.
Two and two. Well, the one guy that's had pretty good swings against Bumgarner is the guy on deck.
Oh, you're right. Sardinas, 2 hits on the day, and the 1 out he made was a bullet.
And the walk.
And Sardinas is going to get his chance. From an 0-2 count to a walk for John Jay. Good at bat.
It's the second walk of the game for Bumgarner. Dave Righetti's going to come out and give Bumgarner a breather.
And a chance for Corey Guerin to get heated up.
Sardinas a single in the first, a single in the 6th. He scored both runs.
So Blakeney, the plate umpire, heading out, saying, fellas, I think this meeting has come to an end.
after that short rain delay in New York, the Dodgers let Kershaw come back out and pitch. It is 0-0, by the way. So here's Sardinas. Swinging a pop-up straight back and out of play. It's 0-1.
He's been on everything.
He has.
There you see the score in New York.
And the score in Washington, D.C. and the score in St. Louis.
All scores the Giants are watching.
And a base hit. So Sardinas picks up his 3rd hit. I don't know about you, but I almost saw that one coming.
He is absolutely seeing it big against Bumgarner, and there are not a whole lot of guys that can say that. Breaking ball, got a little hang time to it. And Sardinas, just like he's hitting his brother in the backyard. And here comes Bruce Bochy. That's it for Bumgarner.
So it's that guy you don't know, right?
Exactly.
So Bumgarner's going to depart when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. Take the lead. A run here in the 7th to add on. And now Corey Guerin will face Will Myers.
52nd game that Corey Guerin has come into. 3-1 with a 4.47 ERA. A little problem with his elbow, heated up, had to do a little DL time, but he's throwing well again. High sidearm delivery, lots of sink in the low 90s with velocity. Slider and a changeup.
Myers against Bumgarner, 1 for 3. And now timeout is called by Myers. So a little cat and mouse now between Myers and Guerin. And the pitch. The pitch outside.
Pretty good slider. Didn't miss by a whole bunch. But in a first pitch where Myers is looking for a fastball, he's going to spit on a breaking ball. And it could have been called a strike.
So Barron's going to spin around, keep an eye on John Jay. Ball and no strikes. Two and 0. I will say this: if John Jay wants to steal third, he could do it.
Well, Guerin is very slow. I mean, he's not thinking about John Jay.
He's very deliberate.
There's a little movement in Guerin's delivery as he starts to get gathered. I mean, he kind of slowly gets into it. And Bob Davidson, the famous Bach and Bob umpire, he might call a balk on him.
Hit out to right. And that'll end the inning. So Giants will get off the field. Now they got some work to do. It's 3-1. Padres. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be in the city. Beautiful day to see the Giants try to come back in this one, but it is day baseball, and our Giants fans do love their day baseball, especially midweek games.
Well, the weather's like this just about every time. It's automatic.
We used to call it when we were players, 49er weather.
It was.
Here's Crawford. Up the middle. One out.
One pitch, one out. So we'd sit there and we would play at Candlestick Park all year long and freeze. Go home and watch the Niners play in October, November, and it was perfect every Sunday. Couldn't figure it out.
Sure didn't look like wintertime, did it? Looked like wintertime in June. Here's Pence. Pence has struck out and rolled out. On the ground and a base hit for Hunter Pence with a one-out single, bringing Belt to the plate.
Hey, your Pigeons are back in left field.
There's a perfect spot for him. So Belt will step up.
There's your buddies.
It's the same three.
Yep. So Andy Green, the skipper of the Padres, coming out, and Perdomo's day is done.
It's time for a change to Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back.
MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite device right now.
So Belt to face Hand.
There's the number, 74th time that he's come in. He's having a good solid season. 98 strikeouts and 78 1/3 against 34 walks, but just set 57 hits. Low to mid 90s with the fastball and big hard curveball.
Pence goes, and the throw, and he made it, and he stayed on the bag.
Oh, he hit that bag hard. Take a look at the jump.
I'm surprised, Mike, that he stayed on the bag.
He slid late. He did come off a bit, but that's a huge jump. He had a nice read. Whatever it was that told Pence as to when Hand was going home, and he picked up on it. Boy, he slammed in that bag hard. That's how you pop an ankle. Ooh.
So Belt took the pitch for a strike. And he takes another strike, and it's 0-2. I'm sure Belt thought that was a strike, but you got to get over it because you're going to see another pitch and maybe one just like it.
Well, three ways he can get you, really. I mean, the fastball, curveball, slider are all swing and miss pitches if you're hitting off from the left side. And his strikeout totals will back that up.
Got him.
Take a look at the slider. Starts it right off towards the middle, lets the movement run off the plate away, and he gets Belt to chase. That's how it was designed in the mind of Mr. Hand, Mr. Hand.
So Tomlinson's going to hit. We'll see if Andy Green stays with what he's got. Tomlinson 1 for 3 lifetime against Hand. One of those hits a double. Strike, and it's 0-1.
Fastball right on the inside corner. Perfect pitch. Always talk about how compact Tomlinson is with his approach. Because of that, it allows him just that extra millisecond just to see the ball a little bit longer than other guys do.
Foul on the right field line.
Kevin Quackenbush, the right-hander, with the save in last night's ball game. Joe Nathan, the right-hander in the Giants bullpen.
So Tomlinson now has to battle. He's got 2 strikes on him. He's got Pence at second. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. It's 3-1 Padres. Night and the home of the official pre and post game shows of the Niners. Sunday to Sunday, the home of authentic 49ers. The fan is CSN. So Joe Nathan is the new pitcher. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Joe Nathan coming in to pitch top of the 8th inning. This is what he has done. Nathan, you're going to get a low 90s fastball. He will cut, say great command of the corners, and a couple types of breaking balls.
Yeah, that wasn't easy for Pagan, but he puts it away. Kelby Tomlinson goes in to play second.
Joe Nathan will also throw a changeup, especially to left-handers.
Here's Dickerson, who knocked in a run on the 6th. I'd say, given what's happened to Joe Nathan from where he was as a rook when he threw, what, 96?
Oh, easy.
To where he is now after 2 Tommy Johns. I would say 91's pretty good.
I mean, he's got 14 years in the big leagues. Go back and take a look at how many times that he's been in and called. 776 times. That's coming into this year. So you add to that.
92, by the way, on that last fastball.
But it also helps to be a big, strong guy. 6'4", 230.
Remember, he signed as a shortstop, so he wasn't always that big. He was always tall, obviously.
Yeah, he was a little raw boned when we last saw him. That was back in 2003. And that year in the bullpen, 78 appearances for the Giants, he was 12-4 with a 2.96 ERA. He was the vulture that year. Then he went on to Minnesota, where they made him a closer. 376 lifetime saves.
Three and two to Dickerson.
That's a great career. And at 40 and 14 years in, he still wants to keep going. And he simply says, I want to go out on my terms.
And the walk, and let's go to Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, the Giants earlier today announcing their 2017 tentative baseball schedule. It's full of a lot of highlights. I'll give you a couple of them. They are going to open in Arizona on April 2nd. Home opener April 10th again against the Diamondbacks. Interleague play next season will be against American League Central. That includes the Royals, the Twins, the Indians, Dwayne. I know you're excited about that. Tigers and White Sox. And of course, they will play 19 contests against each of their NL West foes. It's going to be a good one, guys.
Very disappointed that the Indians are coming here.
I know you want to go to Cleveland. Your name's on the wall.
I'm trying to get that statue.
Which one's that?
Just the statue. Put it somewhere. Put it in my old apartment complex. I don't care. Norris takes a call strike. The Giants will go back to Kansas City, where they won a World Series. They will go back to Detroit, where they won a World Series. And they will not be going to Texas, where they won a World Series.
At least not next year.
You know, the other disappointing thing is we'd like to see that new ballpark in Minnesota. And that will not happen.
We have not seen it.
Two trips to Chicago.
Cubs, White Sox. That's what's great about interleague, though. I mean, it allows you to see those ballparks. I mean, you were fortunate in your career. You played in the American League and the National League. You played in all the fields. I couldn't say that. My whole tenure was in the National League, and I never got a chance to see the American League ballparks.
Well, and you know, the great thing is you got a chance to see those old parks, a lot of them, before they tore them down. Because they started going down in a hurry.
Yeah, they were. It was like every offseason they were imploding one, literally. Next year, we do get to see a new field in Atlanta. Braves open up their new yard April 2017.
Got him. When you play and broadcast through 3 different stadiums in the same city, old.
Yeah, you've been around.
Old.
Take a look at the breaking ball payoff pitch, nailing that outside corner. Derek Norris did not look enthusiastic about that call.
Lopez in the bullpen.
I mean, Vince Scully can say that about the Giants.
Absolutely.
Saw him in the Polo Grounds, Candlestick, and here.
Seals.
4 ballparks. How about that? Seals Stadium.
I think he holds the record in a lot of areas when it comes to those things.
Well, Vince Scully, 67 years, the broadcaster, and his career is going to end here in San Francisco on the final day of the season. That'll be the last game he ever does. He will not do postseason for the Dodgers this year.
It's 2 balls and no strikes. By the way, that Nationals Mets game still 0-0 in the 7th. And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. The knowledge of pitching to all sides of the plate, and that's what Joe Nathan has.
Well, and you pitch as long as he's pitched, you definitely learn to read hitters like books. But you also have to be able to hit the spots, and that's what he's always been able to do. Combining power with nice corner command.
This will be pitch number 16 coming up. And the walk. So that'll be it for Joe Nathan. We're going to take a break. Lopez is coming in. It's 3-1 Padres. Out.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Javier Lopez. 63rd time he's come in. 1-2 with a 3.65 ERA. And he literally has whittled down 3 points on the ERA. On the year, 24 2/3 innings. So he's been used a lot in 1-out situations. But if you looked at his ERA back in April, it was in the 6s. And it's taken him 5 months to whittle it down.
So here's Amarista. And Amarista takes a pitch wide. One ball and no strikes. And a strike, almost in the same spot. Bernard span barely has to move, and that'll end the inning. Giants have a little work to do. It's 3-1 Padres. Cardinals Giants wild card showdown, 6:30 pregame, and then we'll have the pitch for you right around the top of the hour. It'll be game one of a 4-game series, so check us out. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Ryan Buchter comes in now for the Padres. 65th time that he has come in. He too is having a solid season. 60 innings, 74 strikeouts. League hitting $163 against him, and when you face him, you're going to see a fastball that's low to mid 90s and a lot of cut on the fastball, a lot of consistent cut. He has also got a hard slider he likes to throw you, and that is the cut at 90.
So Adrianza trying to reach. Bang, bang, nothing in 2.
Cut her in, cut her out. Paint the corners. Gorky Hernandez has a bat, and he's on deck circle.
One and 2.
Buchter has been the setup for the Padres. He's done a nice job. And setup, you could also call him the closer in waiting.
2 and 2. By the way, Wilson Ramos is just homered for the Nationals.
On you Nats, keep rolling.
So 2 and 2 to Adrianza. Got him. Let's go to the CSN studio for a Bank of America update. Didn't mean to do that to you, but We are watching.
Yes, we are. Very closely.
Here's Hernandez. Marquis Hernandez, who had a really nice game yesterday, including a home run. Takes outside for a ball. Overall at 357. Hit a home run in Colorado and then hit the one last night. 2-0. Still raining in New York. Well, that is a 0-0 ball game. Hernandez taking all the way, takes a strike. This was good news for the Giants. Hernandez not only had a home run, but he had 3 hits, and the last one was the home run.
That takes an inside fastball off a right-hander. That's the significance of that swing of the bat.
So 2-2. Got him. All of a sudden, Buchter's throwing the invisible ball.
Yeah, fastball right through him with cut. Josh Osich getting ready. He will pitch the 9th inning for the Giants.
Here's Span. Span is 0 for 3. And he takes the first pitch high. Right now trying to get on for Angel Pagan. And Span takes a strike.
And I think he was taken all the way. If you're going to take a pitch, it's a great tip for kids. If you have it in your mind, you're going to take a pitch, show bunt. You'll force that third baseman to come in. Minimize his range, give you a better chance to hit one past him.
So it's 2 balls and a strike.
It happens every day up here where you're told to take a pitch. I mean, not in the middle of the lineup, but pitchers, occasionally hitters.
3-1.
But if you're just going to have it in your mind, I'm going to take a pitch, see what this guy has. Show bunt.
So Span trying to get on any way he can. And he will.
So the Giants will take any little positive they can get. So a 2-out walk, hey. Brandon Morrow starts to accelerate his warm-up pitches. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, out. Just let Brandon Morrow get loose. Same game gets played everywhere around the major leagues every day.
Every day. So Pagan will step up. He's 0 for 3. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Booker to Pagan with Span at first. And Span's picked off. And they got him. So I think Span is arguing that he thought he saw a balk, but it's not going to matter.
No, it is not going to matter. Watch the right leg and where that is a balk. He lifted up his back leg, and he's yelling out, "You can't do that." That's a good point.
9th inning coming up. We go to the 9th inning. There's the balk that Mike's talking about.
Yeah, watch the back foot. I mean, there's a heel raise where his left foot that's attached to the rubber. I mean, this is a balk. This is total deception of the runner. That is a balk, and it did not get picked up upon. I mean, you can't do that. So that's what Span was responding to.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Josh Osich, 54th time he's come in. Mid to high 90s with a fastball. He's got a cutter, change up.
Adrianza stays in the game. He's at third.
What's frustrating about that call is you can't argue it. Cannot argue a balk.
I'm wondering whoever came up with that concept.
You can't argue a balk?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I think he kicked out of a game 3rd inning one night asking what the balk was with Charlie Williams.
Stupid rule.
He goes, "You're out."
Thought it was stupid 100 years ago. Base hit for Wallace to open up the 9th.
All right, the pitcher after a stretch must hold the ball in both hands in front of his body and come to a complete stop. He did that. Second page, with runner on base, umpire should watch this closely and immediately call balk if a complete stop is not made. Well, he made a complete stop. But what he did do is move his left leg, and that is a move to deceive the runner, and that is not allowed. Your first move, once that left foot is attached to the rubber, should come from your right foot as you raise that up to start your motion. Any movement off your left leg is a balk, and it's a deceptive move. It's a balk move.
Pagan looking into the sun, makes the catch. And that'll bring up Sardinas, who is the guy that has made all the difference in the world in this game. Edwin Jackson is pinch running. Edwin Jackson's done a lot of things in his career. I'm not sure pinch running has been one of them. Right at Hunter Pence. That's 5 good at bats from Sardinas. Bochy's coming out. So Derek Law, he's going to get into a game. So Osich coming out, Law coming in. It remains 3-1. Derek Law comes in. This is his first appearance after coming off the DL. Activated today. So look at that year for that kid.
Oh, that's a great rookie year. An ERA under 2. Are you kidding? In 53 games, 47 strikeouts, and 51 innings. And you're going to see low to mid 90s, more mids than lows with velocity and 2 types of movement of the fastball. And he's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. It's good to see him back active.
That is called the Life is Good boat.
Wow. That's the big leagues.
When we retire, big boy. A bit outside.
To get a boat like that, we'll have to work till we're 137. I mean, that almost looks like it's part of the Navy.
Wow. Might be. There's a strike. Derek Law not only coming off the DL, activated today, it's his birthday. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Good breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. The birthday boy.
Well, happy birthday, Meat.
His mom and pop are watching in Pittsburgh. I bet they are.
Absolutely are. 6:30 back there. Well, he has been a joy to have on this staff this year, I mean, just for a lot of reasons. It's always fun to see the big leagues through the eyes of a rookie.
Fouled out of play. 3-2. Now Edwin Jackson, the pinch runner, is going to take off. He goes down the right field line, out of play. And it remains 3-2.
So Edwin Jackson, the starting pitcher, getting his running in.
Pitch. Got him. And they'll end the inning. So, time for the Giants. Time for their bats to wake up. Pagan, Posey, Crawford coming up. Post-game live on CSN Bay Area. I'm Ed Fareed, Dave Feldman. They'll do the honors. You get a reaction to this game. NFL playoff highlights and updates. National League, I beg your pardon, playoff highlights and updates. And post-game notes. And that'll come from Alex Pavlovich. So Brandon Maurer is the closer. And he will face Angel Pagan.
See what he has done since he has assumed the role of closer. He's been fantastic. 66 strikeouts in 64 innings. You can see a mid to high 90s fastball. Got a hard slider and a changeup.
Pagan was at the plate and Span got picked off. He takes a strike.
Good change up there. So 3 pitches. He showed him what he's got. Fastball, change up, and the slider. So the 2-strike mode here for Pagan. Defend.
Two and 2.
Yep, it's rally cap time, no doubt.
It is big time rally cap time. Got him. 1 out in the 9th. And here's Buster Posey. Buster's bounced out twice and got caught looking in the 4th. He takes a bell tie strike. Buster thought that pitch was high. Hit well to right, but there is Amarista, and he'll make the catch. 2 outs. And here's Crawford. So if you're Crawford, you'd like to have Hunter Pence get a shot at tying this game up. That's what you'd like to do. And the pitch. And Crawford takes a strike. So the Giants are down to their last strike.
Perfect pitch to get the little wraparound on the outside corner.
Out of play. So Crawford in a battle. Out of play again. Only 4 hits for the Giants. They had 1 inning where they had more than 2 base runners on base, and that was the second.
Way outside, easy take there.
On the backhand by Solarte, and that's the ball game. So nice play by Solarte, and the Giants end up here against the Padres getting swept. So you know that San Diego has taken a little pride in what's left of their season, so they have to be pleased considering how well the Giants played against the Padres at the beginning of the year. Well, the tables have turned. Giants have now lost 6 straight against San Diego.
Well, really quite remarkable, and they just flat out beat them in every way, shape, and form. They out-hit them, they out-pitched them, and they out-defensed them. And for the Giants, could not come at a more frustrating time. And a night off to sort of mull over what happened here, and hopefully they can make some changes tomorrow when they take on the Cardinals.
And they're going to have to. Final score: Padres 3, Giants 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap. That starts right now.